Hello, everybody, and welcome to Under the Earth Sports. My name is David Woldingen, and today we're talking Mizzou basketball. However, before we do, please remember to hit the subscribe button to our YouTube channel, Facebook page, Instagram page, X, and any other social media out there, whatever. um, Also, please don't forget to donate to our toy drive that we're having for this Christmas. All money donated will go towards underprivileged children getting some type of Christmas gift um, through Angel Trees and Salvation Army. So any little bit helps, and we thank you for those who have donated. And just want to give anybody and everybody a cheery holiday who might not be able to have one otherwise. So thank you for that. Now, Mizzou basketball has kind of had a rocky start this year. They had two losses, one against Memphis, one against Jackson State, which was just awful. The Memphis one was frustrating to see, mainly because they're up by 16 or 18 points and then just collapsed. After about 10, 15 minutes of play in the first half, for whatever reason, they couldn't hit the broadside of the barn, and it went on for the whole second half of the game, and that's all she wrote in that game. It just got worse and worse as the game went on. Jackson State game, I don't even know what to say about it. They didn't even look interested on the court, if you would. I know that's not the case, but that's just how it appeared. Jackson State out hustled them, out rebounded them, out everything them in that game, and then they ended up pulling off the upset. So kudos to them for what they did. Mizzou, on the other hand, turned around from the Memphis game, went on the road to Minneapolis, pulled off a come from behind win up there. We're down something almost 18, 16, 18, 20 points, somewhere around there. Came back and won the game by 2. And then just this week, they had the SEC ACC Challenge, and Mizzou beat Pittsburgh on the road, which is a much better win, probably their best one of the season so far, and a really good game, honestly. First half of the game, it was back and forth, something like 11 lead changes, 3 ties. Second half, Mizzou shortened their rotation, their bench, and things seemed to solidify both offensively and defensively, and they started to take control of the game and then just held Pittsburgh at an arm's length for the whole second half. Key things I want to mention is early on in the season, Dennis Gates was really playing with the rotations, who he had on the court at the same time, trying to figure out roles, kind of like he did last year. Not a lot of rhyme or reason to how he was subbing, but throwing a lot of guys out there. I think he was playing 13 a game on average. When you get down to it, especially in those early games like the Memphis game when he was throwing people in and out, I think it got to the point where it was kind of hurting the Tigers in the fact that players didn't know their role. They couldn't get in the flow of the game, and they never really felt comfortable on the court because you're out there for 2 or 3 minutes and then you're getting subbed right back out. It's hard to get going, get into a rhythm, if you will, when that happens. Case in point, the Pittsburgh game, he finally cut down his rotation to maybe 8 or 9 guys in the second half of that game and kept his main guys on the court as much as he could. And all of a sudden, this team started looking a lot better. They were able to slow the game down, take the shots they wanted, had a lot of inside game offense instead of just jacking up random threes. Defense was really solid. Rebounding was phenomenal in the Pittsburgh game. That game right there just showed me if they put their mind to it as a team effort, they can go out there and rebound the ball. I think that was the first game this season they out rebounded another team, but the fact that they were able to pull it off shows me and gives me a little hope that they could possibly do it again. And quite honestly, that's how they're going to win games this year because they're not getting as many turnovers and steals like they did last year. So they're going to have to find a way to create offense in other ways. transition game is a little slower. This offense isn't quite as good as it was last year. You don't have Kobe Brown who can just run over everybody and get a basket. The 3 game with this team is not quite as good without Demoy Hodge. With both of those guys gone, they're trying to fill those gaps. One of the things Gates said is he wanted Nick Honor to shoot the ball more. Instead of just shooting the ball more, Nick Honor took it to heart and tried to drive to the basket more. Well, when he was driving to the basket, he would get stuck underneath with a terrible layup type shot, or he'd be stuck with 3 6'10" guys surrounding him and had nowhere to go with the ball and end up turning it over and creating a bad offensive series, if you will, instead of finding an open guy on the perimeter or things like that, or putting up the shot in the mid-range. I don't know what it is with these guys and not taking mid-range shots. But the only one who appears to be pulling that off is Sean East, and that's his game. I'd love to see a few more guys start taking those mid-range shots, because I think you can have that type of shot any day, and quite honestly, it's a higher percentage than trying to shoot these threes that they're not hitting. Anthony Robinson, freshman, going to be a great player. I'm excited to see how he develops. Really, really shown a lot to me in these first couple of games. I like what I see out of him. He'll get significant playing time as the year goes on. Our other 2 freshmen, Pierce and Butler, love to see him just shoot 1,000 balls a day at the free throw line. Both of them seem to struggle at the line. It showed in a couple of games. And if they can get that cleaned up, I think they'll be really good players for us, especially Butler underneath. Right now, it's kind of like a hack-a-shack. If you foul him, you don't have to worry because he can't make his shots. So I'd love to see him improve that. Other than that, as long as Gates continues to kind of cut down the rotation instead of throwing 13 out there and make it 9 or 10, I think this team is going to be much improved. However, looking forward, they got a tall order ahead of them. And then next Saturday, after this weekend, they play Kansas at Kansas. So that's going to be a really, really tough game. If they continue to improve, again, like I said, who knows what's going to happen? It's a rivalry game. But, I mean, quite honestly, I just don't see us winning that game right now. Then they go to Kansas City again the weekend after that to play Seton Hall. Then they turn around on Friday before Christmas weekend on December 22nd, play Illinois, and then they have Central Arkansas right before New Year's, and then they go right into conference play. So not a lot of easy games left to work on things. Biggest thing I want to see before conference play is significant improvement. This Pittsburgh game again showed a lot of promise. If they can pull that off again a couple more times, they'll win plenty of games in conference. I don't know if it'll be enough to get a tournament game, but if they pull off a couple of these wins here in the next couple of weeks, it'll definitely bolster their non-conference wins, if you will, and look good for the NCAA committee. So Mizzou has a long way to go. They show a lot of promise. It's going to be real interesting to see the growth of this team, because I do think there's a lot of talent. It's just a matter of how they develop and how they put it together as a team. Dennis Gates, again, this year has his work cut out for him, but I'm excited to see what he can pull off with this basketball team, especially with who he has coming in next year. Until then, though, we'll keep you updated with all things Mizzou basketball, and I want to wish everybody happy holidays. And keep an eye on Under the Arch Sports. We'll keep you updated with Mizzou bowl game preparation talks, as well as any recruiting information through like the transfer portal. Just keep an eye on Under the Arch Sports, and we'll try to keep you updated on all things Mizzou. Take care, everybody.